How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massa Beer Reviews, back with a little bit of mystery beers, courtesy of my boy Mike, in a form of, it's mystery beer. That's how they roll. Yeah, Mike, we did a little social distancing handoff. This is the second set of beers he has dropped off for me. This is the first set of mystery beers, so we'll see how this one goes. I did that kind of unboxing. It wasn't really an unboxing because he just handed me a 4-pack, so I knew what it was, but I did the kind of unboxing that I do for everybody that sends me beers. And yeah, I did a live mystery beer. And the fun thing about that is it was a mystery beer that I did about a month earlier, but that I didn't post yet. So I'm going to post that tonight, actually, so that way they're both up right around the same time. Anyway, let's dive into this. That is Super Haze. Like, super duper haze. It looks like a lactose-based beer. Super thick, turbid. It's not like turkey gravy level kind of turbid, though. It's more kind of butternut squashy, but it has this kind of like super tight compact head. It screams of a lactose beer from a distance, put it that way. But yeah, we'll see what's what. But yeah, it looks like a big double IPA with maybe a little bit of lactose going on. Let's get a nose. It doesn't smell like a big lactose beer. It's all the grapefruit, Our Belong to Us, pineapple, citrus, heavy citrus leaning. There's this soft sweetness to it that it's almost like there's lactose to add body, but not necessarily like a hefty dose of it. So it's not necessarily a nose kind of thing. I think it's going to come off as more of kind of a mouthfeel kind of thing, but it has this nice subtle sweetness to it. It smells a little bit elevated past what you'd normally get from like grain or dextrose or something like that. So it does have that kind of sweetness going on with it, but not like a lactose-y kind of sweetness. And on the other end of things is just gobs and gobs of OJ, gobs and gobs of grapefruit juice, gobs and gobs of pineapple. I mean, it's big, robust. If this is not a double IPA, you don't know what it is. So right now, let's just call it a 7.5% double IPA. Let's dive in. Cheers. Okay. There's a decent amount of bittering there. It's a bit bigger ABV, I think, too. I think we're creeping into 8s. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of Trillium. I'm getting huge Trillium vibes off of this thing. Yeah, big, huge, striking amount of grapefruit juice in there. A little bit of carbonic acid, which normally isn't the case when it comes to Trillium, but as of late, a lot of their beers have actually had that kind of soft kind of carbonic acid thing going on. So a big green that's just kind of propped up by that little bit of carbonic acid. And then you got this gobs and gobs of grapefruit, citrus, orange, but you're kind of leaving the pineapple out. Now I think that's a little bit of that carbonic acid kind of beating the beer down a little bit. I take back everything I said about the lactose. And this is just somebody's 8%, pushing even the 9s. I'm going to call it 8.2% IPA, and it just really does come off as like a Trillium double sleeper streak kind of vibe going on for it. So yeah, I like it. I think it's tasty. The carbonic acid thing's a little bit too big for me. And that kind of, I think, dumbs down the vibrance of the beer a little bit. Makes it more kind of seltzer-y kind of bitter as opposed to a green kind of hoppy bittering. But yeah, it's fine if you were to kind of omit that carbonic thing, that huge... Every beer has carbonic acid in it, but this, some more than others. That's the case lately with a lot of Trillium beers. That's why I kind of really just think this is a Trillium beer. I dig it. I think it's tasty, but it just can't be up there as one of my favorite ones because of that carbonic acid thing. So who else does that? I mean, it's a foam thing. It's recently a Trillium thing. Only recently during COVID times. I don't know if they changed what they're doing or their O2 supplier or CO2 supplier. I'm not quite sure. Dancing Gnome, those kind of beers. 8.2%. Core 4, extra double dry hopped kind of vibe, done and done. So let's see where this sucker kind of lands, see how right or wrong I am. Okay. Punching my mic, so that'll sound good for you guys. The mic's kind of low. What can I say? So there you go. Oh, he taped the bottom too, just so I couldn't know what it is. Okay, who made this beer? Keep cold, drink fresh. Keep cold, drink fresh. It's a Treehouse beer. And I'm going to tell you right now, that carbonic thing has been coming from Treehouse too. This is Perfect Storm. It's an American double IPA, brewed in Massachusetts, and we come in at, I have no idea the ABV on this. Is it saying about it? This is, let's see, 2 months old, a month and a half old. It is double IPA. We are excited to tell you that you're holding a delicious double IPA from Treehouse Brewing Company, Perfect Storm. Perfect Storm is an absolutely absurdly hopped rendition of Super Typhoon, featuring further amplified kettle and dry hop notes of Citra and Simcoe hops. And this is one of the most heavily hopped beers we've ever made. To counter the extraordinary hop addition, we amend the base beer to have more body and sweetness to accept the onslaught. Together, it is the perfect storm of hop flavor and enjoyment. Juice. I wouldn't call this a juicy beer. Even though I said it's kind of gobs and gobs of that orange, it's that bittering component really kind of keeps it from being a juicy beer. I really wish I knew the ABV on this. I'm pretty sure I'm really close on the ABV on this. But anyway, yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm going to tell you right now, because I've gotten that carbonic thing also from Treehouse as of late, again, during the COVID kind of shutdown. Why am I getting it? I couldn't tell you. I had a couple guesses, but it is what it is. And, you know, it really is something that is really hard for me to get past, especially just to plain old enjoy a beer. And while this is not a bad beer by any stretch of imagination, this is not what I remember from Treehouse. And it just lacks any of that kind of soft, creamy kind of... All their beers have always had this kind of rounded edge to it, and nothing's been overly aggressive. Now, they're saying, you know, point blank, this is a crazy aggressively dry hop beer. I still think you can do that softness on the edge and aggressively dry hop. So, you know, drinking it now, I'm not all that surprised that it's Treehouse beer. If I had this pre-COVID, I would be like, that's fucking weird. And I did a couple other mystery beers, of Treehouse beers, and I think I said essentially the same thing, so it is what it is. But yeah, it's fine, it's tasty, it's okay, it's just a little bit too sharp, a little bit too carbonic for me. Yeah, done and done. Is it one of the better double IPAs I've had as of late? It's still not that bad, it's just, you know, towards the bottom, eking itself just in there, and definitely not towards the top. Value to availability, it's Treehouse, it's probably, I don't know, $4 or $5 a can, brewery only, and leave you with, if you like, what will you like this beer? If you like foam cans, dancing gnome cans, new school Trillium, and you like these more carbonic forward kind of IPAs. Some people really dig them. Or if you're not sensitive to that, then this will dig it. But for me, a little bit too sharp. Let's put it that way. So there you go. Another mystery beer in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Thank you again, Mike, for dropping these off. If anybody else wants to donate mystery beers, the only way we can do them, you're more than welcome. Shoot me an email, matt@massivebeers.com or massivebeers@gmail.com. Either way, it'll get to me. If you want to check me out doing the social media stuff, Massive Beers. Just type that in the Googs. Beer Massif. If you want to see me doing podcasting stuff, we taught the Dean from Treehouse a couple times. You can go check that out. Hopefully you guys enjoyed our review. Hopefully enjoying a little mystery beer right now, and hopefully see you next time. Cheers.